Hello and welcome to TLED 468, Language Acquisition and Reading for Students with Diverse Learning Needs. I'm Kristen Gregory and I will be your professor for the course this semester, and I'm excited to work with each and every one of you as you develop your knowledge about language acquisition and some of the basics of reading instruction. If you haven't already, definitely take some time to look through our Blackboard course. I'm going to go ahead and move in there so I can show you a few pieces that I would like you to spend a little time reviewing before the semester starts. Whenever you come into the Blackboard site, you'll always come to this announcement page, which is probably similar to your other courses. But this course information tab over here on the left, this is where you can get all sorts of information about the course. Chances are, if you have questions about the course, about how it works, about specific assignments, and so forth, this is where you can find your answers. Okay. So what I put here are some first steps that I would like you to definitely take some time to review all of this information. Underneath Meet Your Professor, you can have more information about my background as well as my contact information, the summary of the purpose and structure of the course. Okay, these are pretty self-explanatory, but that lets you know why we are all here together in this semester and how the course is structured. You've got your prerequisites, course materials, technical requirements for the course, and then of course the syllabus and your course schedule and your course policies. I do want to point out that when we're talking about the structure of our course, this is an asynchronous course, which means we will not ever have specific days or times that we meet. We have 12 weeks for this semester, and so you may complete this work as you see fit, as long as you have your assignments in by the due dates. You can certainly work ahead, and you will hear me say this throughout the semester, that I strongly encourage you to work ahead. There are a couple holidays over this semester, and you want to make sure that you don't get caught up in any of your personal schedules, or if you have technical difficulties or this or that. It is extremely important that you stay on top of your schedule for this course. One of the most important course policies that you should know, and again, that's all listed right here if you go into this folder, but I do not accept late work for this course. So everything will be laid out for you for this semester, and there are the specific timelines for you, so you need to make sure to turn in your work on time by the due date and due time. All assignments are due by 11:59 p.m. on the due date, and you'll see that come up again and again as you look at each of your assignments. So as you look through these, certainly let me know if you have any questions, but I do want to make sure that you spend some time looking at that. I will take a moment to go and look at your course textbook. I also sent this as an email before the semester began, and it is in the announcements. But here is the text that we will be using. It is Gunning's Creating Literacy Instruction for All Students. You do need the 9th edition. There, if you get the code that goes along with the text for the e-textbook, I strongly encourage you to access that e-textbook. There are many more resources available to you within that e-textbook. So you'll see, if you have the paper copy, you'll see different places where they say click here so that you can have some practice questions. Click here for a video that digs deeper into the content, and so forth. So definitely go ahead and register that code, and so that you will have access to the e-textbook and all those linked resources. Those are very, very valuable. Okay, if you're thinking about your course assignments, I do want to go ahead and actually point out something first. Let me back up here. If you look over here in syllabus, schedule, and course policies, I do want to point out that I've separated it. So you've got your syllabus with your course schedule in it. You also have a separate course schedule sheet. And it is really important that you find or print that course schedule sheet. I'm going to share it with you so you can see. I have broken it down per module. There are 10 modules for this course, and then you have your specific due dates here in this middle column. Let's see if I can make this a little bit bigger for you. Okay, so you can see that the 10 modules as you work through your course schedule, and you can see the due dates as well as the specific assignments that are due. Each module is roughly 1 week. There are a couple modules which include 2 chapters, and for those modules I've given you a week and a half. So you can see that most of your assignments are due by Sunday of each week. But then here when we get to module 5, this module has 2 chapters. And so this one you've got a week and a half. And so your assignments will be due on a Wednesday. Then again in module 6, you have 2 chapters, and that module you'll have a week and a half to complete. Then we have several modules with just 1 chapter, and then here at the end, our last module has 2 chapters as well. Okay. And so that will be due on Tuesday, August 1st, and then our culminating assessments will be due on Friday, August 4th at 12 noon. That is the only, those 2 assignments are the only ones that are not due just before midnight. And that's because that is our last day of the semester, and so I will need time to certainly get those graded. But my guess is that you will be working on certainly the literacy statement and preparing for your final exam long before that week. All right, I wanted to also point out one other piece here. For each module, you have similar assignments. You'll have a chapter reading, and there will be some posted resources to watch or to read. You'll have a discussion board forum where you will need to post an initial post and then reply to 2 of your classmates. There is a chapter quiz, which is based on the content of the textbook chapter. Each of those quizzes have 15 multiple choice questions. Okay, and the information is pulled straight from the text. And then you have a project. This project is designed to allow you to synthesize the information from the chapter and from different resources, and then apply that information to the field of education. So there'll be a handful of activities within that project, and you'll work through that project and complete all of your assignments within that template. I have provided you a document that lays out the project, and you just insert your information right into that template and then submit that. I strongly encourage you at the beginning of each module, I encourage you to open up that project and look at what it entails. Some weeks you will need to go to a library and get a children's book to work with. Some weeks you will need to work with a student or a child or somebody who can participate in the activities that you're designing and then reflecting upon. Some projects require going out to different websites or watching different videos and then reflecting and critiquing those. So take some time to look at that at the beginning of each module so you have an idea of what you have in store for you that week. And then certainly plan out your week accordingly. Again, I will not accept any late work. Because you have your whole semester mapped out here, you should be able to plan accordingly. If you wish to start before the semester begins, you by all means go for it. You may work ahead, and you may certainly submit any of these assignments early. Okay, so if you know you have something going on this summer, or if you are traveling and you don't want to worry about coursework over the course of that week that you're traveling, plan accordingly, and you can shift these assignments ahead of time. However, you cannot shift any assignments later. Okay. In terms of grading, my plan is that I will grade and provide feedback for all of your assignments within a week after the due date. Okay, so often I'm able to do it much quicker than that. On rare occasion, it will take a little bit longer, but I will certainly let you know if that's the case. But as now, the plan is that you will have your feedback within a week after the due date. Okay, so you have that information there. Okay, let me head back into our Blackboard site. I do want to show you two other pieces in here. Okay. You probably are wondering where you can find all this information for the different modules. If you click over here on course content, okay, right now it shows you the first module. Each module will start popping up. When you open up your module, okay, it gives you the dates. When you open up the module, you always have your learner objectives. You will also have a list of the assignments. I'll come back to this Blackboard Collaborate in a second. You will also have a list of your module assignments, and I've listed out exactly what you should do over the course of that module. So for example, for this first one, if you're watching this introduction to the course video, then you've already completed this first one. And then it walks you through each of the items that you need to complete over the course of that module. I have also provided the links within that module folder. So there's a link here to go over to the discussion board for your post with a little resource for you in case you need help with anything. There is a link to your Chapter 1 quiz. Okay, and then there is a link to submit your first project. I strongly encourage you to complete your chapter quiz prior to completing your project, because you can use that feedback formatively as you then work on your project. You'll see that there is a project template here. You just open up this document and it will map out exactly what you need to do in each of the templates. Save your project, and then you'll submit that via this link, so that when you click here on this link, okay, this is where you will browse your computer and attach your project. Do not click on Write Submission, okay, and do not copy and paste everything and put it here in the comments, okay. You should have an attachment, and you can see all the different options of the file names, but you should have an attachment, okay, for these projects. You also will want to view the rubric, okay. This rubric, when you click here on this, let's see, I may need to share that separately since it opened up in a new window. Hold on one second. Here we go. Okay. When you click on that, you can see the rubric, and I have broken this rubric down into each of the activities. So you can see your activities here. In this particular project, they are equally weighted, okay? And it shows you the percentage for each activity, and then it shows you the criteria for earning each of those scores. So when I go through and grade them, I will click on the appropriate boxes so you can see where your scores lay. Okay. The intention here is that you will use this rubric in the feedback formatively as you then complete your future projects. But if you ever have any questions about your grades, certainly reach out to me, and I will be happy to talk about that with you. Okay. All right, let me head back into the Blackboard site. Okay. So again, when you are working through your project, I strongly suggest that you look at that rubric, look at the criteria, and use it as a self-assessment. Okay, so you can go back and make any improvements needed. Then you just go ahead, browse your computer, and you submit. If you make a mistake and submit the wrong one, you can go back in and submit it again. Just please make a note in the comments that this is the correct one and to disregard the previous one. Okay. And certainly you can do this up until the due date if you realize that you forgot a piece or that there was an error of some sort. Okay, so you can do that. All right, so in going back to our module, okay, you've got all of your information in this, and then as you go through the module, you've got all your links. If you ever see that something is missing or that you can't find something, you have two options for help. One, you can email me, or two, which you may get a faster response, especially if it is at night or on the weekend. Two, you can post to the help forum on the discussion board, which I will go to in a few minutes. The last piece that I do want to show you here in this first module, you'll see Periodically, you'll see announcements on here where I will host virtual office hours in Blackboard Collaborate Ultra. This is a web conferencing tool right within Blackboard, and you can click on this link and come join into the course room, and I'll be in there and can answer any questions that you have. We will also use Blackboard Collaborate Ultra if you need a conference, okay, or if you need to chat about anything and would prefer to do that live rather than over email. So even if you just want to pop in and introduce yourself, or just to make sure that it works, I'll post in here periodically when my office hours are. And again, you can always make your appointments. Okay, the last piece that I want to show you over here is discussion board. There are a couple forums up here that you will see. This first one is Help, I Need Assistance. This is a great place to ask your classmates for questions. If you knew you found something before but can't find it now, this is a great place to do this. Make sure that you're checking this forum regularly. You can always see over here if you have any unread posts. So peek in there and you can post any of those questions. You can also subscribe to any of these forums so that an email will come to you when somebody has posted or replied to your post. And to do that, once you go into the forum, you simply hit subscribe here, fill out the information, and then that will go right to your email that is linked with Blackboard. So you have a help forum up here. The second one is Best Practices and Resources forum. Throughout the semester, you will be finding some awesome resources to use in the classroom, and you would benefit certainly from sharing these with each other. One teacher can't collect all of these resources, but together we can certainly do that. So whenever you find something, whether it's big or small, whenever you find something that, hey, this just looks great and I can see how it could really benefit my teaching, go ahead and post here and just post an announcement, put the title of it in the title box, and then post some information about that. I've done one here already for TED Talks. Okay, so when you click on that, you can see I've given a brief overview of TED Talks as well as the website, so people can go ahead and link right out. If it's an attachment, make sure you attach it so that your classmates can find that information. Okay, all right. You'll also see that your first discussion board for Module 1 is your class introductions. So for each of these, you'll see it will say DB1, class introductions. Okay. It gives you your directions, and then you just click on that and start your thread. So it's very important that you read through your directions carefully so that when you go ahead and post your thread, that you're completing all of the pieces. And to do that, you just simply click on Create Thread. Okay, and the nice thing is once you do that, your directions pop back up, so you can go back through and kind of refer back to those directions as needed. Part of this first introduction forum is to insert a picture of yourself in your post. If you're having difficulty with this, I did post a help tutorial in the first module. Okay, so the two ways to go to the discussion board, you can either click over here on the left, or you can do it through the course content. Okay. All right. I think at this point that's all that I need to discuss in this introduction video. I do hope that you're having a great start to the semester, and I do look forward to working with you throughout the semester. And if you have any questions, just certainly post in the help forum, or you can reach out to me directly via email. All right. Have a wonderful day.